Did India just send a message to the United States by activating a military agreement with Russia? Because on the surface, it looks like a simple logistic deal. But if you look deeper, the timing tells a different story. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Let's get straight into it. India has recently operationalized a logistic agreement called RELOS with Russia. Now, most people will see this as just another defense agreement. But in geopolitics, timing matters more than paperwork. So, first, what exactly is RELOS? In simple terms, it allows India and Russia to use each other's military bases, refuel and maintain equipment, support each other during operations and exercises. It can also allow temporary deployment of troops under certain limits. But let's be clear, this is not a permanent troop stationing deal. This is about logistic, not alliance. Now, the real question, why does this matter? Because this agreement was sitting in the background for years and suddenly it is being activated now. That's where the signal is. At the same time, India's relationship with the United States has been growing. There is a defense cooperation, trade, technology, partnerships, but there is also friction. And one big point of concern for India has always been US engagement with Pakistan. Now, whether you agree with this or not, in India, there is a perception that the US still keeps Pakistan in its strategic calculations, knowing fully that Pakistan is a state sponsor of terrorism and has been under military dictatorship. Because a vassal state Pakistan suits US and its allies more than a sovereign Pakistan. Pakistan is submissive and parallelly a backstabber. India is not submissive, which gives many major powers, rumbling tummy. So when India activates a deal like RELOS with Russia, it sends a message, not a loud one, but a clear one. The message is India has options. India is not dependent on one country, and India will not fully align with anyone. Now, let's address this big question. Is India choosing Russia over US? The answer is no. And thinking like that is, it is too simple. India is doing something more practical. India's strategy is very clear: work with everyone and depend on no one. With the US, India works on technology, trade, and Indo Pacific strategy, Quad. With Russia, India maintains defense ties and legacy systems with others. India builds economic and regional partnership. This is called strategic autonomy. Now, some people will ask, why Russia still matters to India? The answer is simple. Still, a large part of Russia's military equipment is Russian origin. Maintenance and spare parts still depend on Russia. There are long term defense relationships, and Russians have always treated the relationship with respect. They have always stood with India through thick and thin. In India, Russia is considered all weather friend, whereas USA is seen as unstable in its approach. They still want fully submissive India. So cutting off Russia is not practical. From a geopolitical point of view, it is also not smart. This is where things get interesting. By maintaining strong ties with both US and Russia, India creates leverage. It tells every major power, I have alternatives. And in Google and geopolitics, having option is power. Now coming back to Pakistan. India watches very closely how the US deals with Pakistan. Even small signals matter. And in that context, India's moves also become signals, not reactions, but positioning. So what is the big takeaway here? This is not about India picking Russia. This is not about rejecting the US. This is about India positioning itself in a world where power is no longer controlled by a single country. The real message is simple. India will work with everyone. It will align fully with no one. And the agreements like RELOS are just one way of reinforcing that. So if you have made it so far and found this useful, please consider subscribing. I'll breaking down more geopolitical and economic shift like this. Thank you.